In this video, we will cover Chapter 13, Part 1, Views on 3D Objects and Nets. Okay, so for two-dimensional shape, it will be a figure that has length and breadth. Examples of 2D shapes, we've got rectangles, parallelograms, you can spell them out, circles, triangles, trapeziums, etc. So these are the things that we can draw on a flat 2D surface. But when we talk about three-dimensional objects, there will be objects which have length, breadth, and height. So we live in a 3D world, and that's where we have these 3 dimensions. So a 3D object is a solid which encloses a volume. You compare this with a 2D shape, for example a rectangle or a triangle or a circle. These 2D shapes, they do not have volume, they only have area. So 3D objects, they will have a volume. Examples of 3D objects, we've got cuboids, prisms, cylinders, we've got cones, spheres, etc. So for a 3D object, we can view this 3D object from different angles. By viewing from different angles, we get different shapes. So for example, if we view this particular object, this 3D object from the top, what we will see is a hexagon. So this is the view from the top. Now if we look at this diagram, this object from the front, from B, we see a rectangle. But this rectangle only represents this shaded blue region. We are also able to see this red region. It is going to take the form of another rectangle, but this time the width is a little shorter, okay, because of the angle. So similarly, we have another rectangle over here. Now we view from side C. We will be seeing one vertical line in the middle, one rectangle referring to this face, and on the other side we have another face looking like this. Now moving on to example number 1. We are supposed to sketch the 2D view of this object when it is viewed from the top. So if you do not have a model of this shape, you have to visualize it and imagine what you will be seeing. So from the top, I'll be drawing this particular line first, right here. Next, let's continue with 2 blue lines. So they are pretty short. Then let's draw this straight line. Now viewing from the top, these 2 red lines, they will coincide with each other. So I'll not repeat the red line. Next, let's consider these 2 grey lines. So they are longer than our blue lengths. They are 5 cm compared to the 3 cm of the blue length. So we need to draw this longer. Of course with a ruler. And the final side over here. If we were to view it from the front, it is more straightforward. This is actually the cross-sectional area. So try to draw it to scale with a ruler. Next, if we were to view it from the left side, so this will be our left side, we will see a big rectangle. And if we were to view it from the right side, we will see a face at the bottom and one more face at the top. Next, nets. For a solid figure, we can always cut along the edges and we unfold them to form a one-piece plane figure. So this will become a 2D figure. So this plane figure is known as the net. A net of a solid is a plane. A plane refers to two-dimensional surface. Think of it as a piece of paper. So nets, there are many possible nets for a given object. So for example, if we have a cube, a possible net could look like this. This is one possibility. Another possibility could look like this. For a closed cylinder, we will have two circles. That will be the cross-sectional area, followed by a rectangle. Okay, so this has to be a circle, not an oval. A circle, rectangle, and another circle. So for example 3, we are supposed to sketch the solid that can be formed from this net. So you see that this is a square base and all the triangles can be folded inwards to form a pyramid. So to draw a pyramid, we can start off with a rhombus. Because if we were to look at the square from a 3D view, we will see a rhombus. Identify the center of the rhombus, give it a perpendicular height, and join the tip to all four corners. And this will be our pyramid with a square base. In part B, we can visualize folding the two triangles inwards and the two rectangles inwards also. So we will end up with a prism. Please attempt the textbook questions from exercise 13.1, question 1, part 3 and part 4, as well as question 3. It's optional for you to do question 4 and 5.